There's a proverbial saying which says, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Proverbs 21:13 says, whoever closes his ear to the cry of the poor will himself call out and not be answered. In Philippians 2:4, we are encouraged to not only look to our own well-being, but to the interest of others. Africa has been my passion for more than 26 years. I have researched, studied, spoken on, and rallied for the needs of orphans for nearly 3 decades now. My husband and I have started a clothing ministry to reach the needy in Africa in Jesus' name. My husband returned from a ministry trip in Congo and Nigeria just this November, and that's where this picture comes from, one of the feeding centers. So let's discuss what we can do collectively to help the people in the Congo become self-supporting. If every household in the United States gives up buying one coffee or one afternoon sandwich to feed, clothe, and educate the upcoming generation, extreme poverty can actually be eradicated. Luke 12:48 says, much is required from those to whom much is given, for their responsibility is greater. I will review what is considered poverty in the United States of America versus what is considered poverty in Congo, Africa. How can one person help when there's such a large area to cover, and what you can do to make a difference in a life. In the United States of America, a family of 4 is considered poor with an income of just over $23,000. CNN Money reports that 15% of Americans are living in poverty. The average income per capita in the United States in 2012 was almost $43,000. Next, let's discuss the poverty in the Congo. In the Congo, 72% of rural households are considered poor. The average income per capita in the Congo was just over $231 last year. The census ranked Congo number 19 as the most populated, with a population of nearly 76 million in just that area alone. According to Desiree Rugandu, who holds many titles, the one that's pertinent to this conversation, however, or this topic, is the director of 3 feeding centers in the Congo. Out of the 150 children that are at these 3 different feeding centers, every one of them is malnourished. Providing appropriate agricultural means will help the people in the Congo to develop self-sustainable lifestyles. Still, one person can make a difference in a life. Prayer is powerful, and never underestimate God's power. Prayerfully consider actively contributing to an organization such as Answering the Call or Avadia Ministries, physically, monetarily, or through donation of clothing. Be a voice for those silenced by war, poverty, and or circumstance. Summing up, we live in the land of plenty. Actually, we live in the land of disgusting excess. To our nation, I believe Luke 12:48 speaks, much is required from those to whom much is given, for their responsibility is greater. But what does this mean? So many in our own society are considered low income and in a poverty-stricken state. Millions are homeless. Who determines who has been given a lot and who has a little? Where is our trust? In our strong portfolios or jobs and bank accounts or our families? Would Jesus be pleased with our giving hearts? In thinking on this, I am reminded of the poor widow who gave all she had, and the rich who gave out of their wealth. Who gave more? The woman who gave 2 pennies, or those who gave hundreds? Jesus said it was the widow, because she gave out of her trust in God, in God's provision. Out of our personal excess, comparatively speaking, I feel we are called to give. In my family's world, that means giving time, energy, prayers, love, and clothing to those in desperate need. It's important to state that having material things is not bad. However, they can become detrimental when we rely fully on them to provide for our needs rather than trusting to Christ to take that position. If one person per household would give $5 a month, a life could be changed. Poverty could be eliminated in our nation and in the Congo. For example, the cost of schooling per child in the Congo is $5 a month. Education will help eradicate poverty in their nation. Those dear sweet children in the Congo have not known what it is like to have plenty, but they know what it is like to have trust. We could learn from them. Looking solely to the Father to provide. With personal experience, Dave Fuller and DJ Ross agree that the Congolese are one of the poorest per capita, but they are the richest in the Spirit of God. Americans can learn from them. I implore you to search your heart for these precious people. Reach out in every tangible way. Jesus commanded his followers to spread his word through the nation. It is our responsibility to love one another. Let's work together to do just that. And remember the words of Jesus in Matthew 25:35 through 36. For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. Truly I tell you, whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me.